So while I was gone, I didn't get to talk about this fight. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. It is official. It is happening, I'm pretty sure, January 31st, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, January 31st. So, yeah. Let's talk about this fight. Let me try to break it down. All right, so Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson. Now, this is a great fight. Two young, undefeated fighters going at it in their primes. And it's a great fight. It's a great fight for boxing. It's a great fight at 140. So with that being said, let me talk about both guys and what they've done in their career. And then I'm gonna break down the fight. All right, so Teofimo Lopez, obviously a 2-division lineal champion. Pretty good accolades. You know, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. At this point, future Hall of Famer. Well, yeah, future, but like, come on, he like, he made it. Like, realistically, if he don't get in the Hall of Fame, that'd be crazy. But anyway, you know, he has good wins over guys like Loma. You know, Nakatani was a good win. You know, Sandro Martin, Jermaine Ortiz, Steve Clark, Arnold Barboza Jr., Josh Taylor. Some good wins. Now, the Jermaine Ortiz fight, I thought was a complete robbery. I'm gonna just be honest. I don't feel like he won that fight even remotely. And same with the Sandro Martin fight. You know, he got dropped and outboxed. But you know, boxing politics, man. Boxing politics. And his only losses to George Kambosos Jr. Now, a lot of people like to say Tia wasn't locked in that fight. You know, he didn't really fight that well that fight. I'll give him that. You know, he didn't really fight his fight. But we can't use that excuse every time he looks bad. I'm gonna just be honest. You know, we can't really use that excuse. One thing I'm gonna go full screen. One thing I want to preface: locked in Tio is not a thing. It's not a thing. We gotta stop with this narrative that locked in Tio is just a thing. Locked in Tio is not a thing. You know, there's just certain styles he just can't. He just don't do well against. You know, Sandro Martin, you know, he struggled really bad in that fight. Really bad. He got dropped, outboxed. Same with the Jermaine Ortiz fight. It's just that style. He just struggles with that. If you're a good back foot fighter, he's gonna struggle against you. And guess what? Shakur Stevenson's biggest, like, probably some of his best work, the back foot boxing. You know what I'm saying? We're just boxing in general, but like, he's really good on the back foot. All right, now let's talk about Shakur Stevenson. 3-division champion, former lineal champion. He got some decent wins. You know, Jamel Herring, good win. Oscar Valdez, a good win. Pretty underrated win in my opinion. You know, a lot of people don't really talk about this win. This was a unification for the lineal titles, and no one talks about it. You know, Oscar Valdez was a pretty good opponent. He was undefeated. You know, a bunch of knockouts. You know, he had beat guys like Michael Burchett. He beat guys like Scott Quigg, Robson Cosesau. He had some good wins. And then, you know, some other decent. You know, Cosesau was pretty decent. Edwin De Los Santos, that was a pretty good win in my opinion. Even though he didn't perform the best, he didn't look the best. You know, he broke his hand. It was a good win. You know what I'm saying? He 8-4 the guy, 9-3 the guy, you know, with a broken hand. Yoshino was actually a pretty decent win. Yoshino was an alright win, you feel me? It was a pretty decent win. You know, Yoshino was coming off a win against Nakatani, and you know, he was a contender. But Artem Honatuni, I don't think that was really a good win at all. But I'm pretty sure that was just a stay busy fight. Even then, it's not a good one. Josh Padley, decent win, very decent win considering the context. Josh Padley had to step in on 3 days' notice because Floyd Schofield pulled out a fight. You know, he got sick and, you know, things like that. But we're not gonna go into that. And then most recently, William Zepeda, pretty good win. You know what I'm saying? Number 1 contender in the entire division, you know, and you know, also WBC champion. You know, obviously when it comes to resume, it doesn't stack up to Tio's at all. It doesn't stack up to Tio's, but he still has a pretty decent resume. I'd say his resume is better than Tank's. I'd say it's better than, you know, some of his a lot of his contemporaries have better resumes than him. Like Devin Haney has a better resume. Teal, better resume. I think he has a better resume than Gervonta and Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia's best win was turned into a no contest. But when it comes to this fight, how I see it going, I got Shakur Stevenson winning by way of unanimous decision. 9-3, 10-2, you know, at worst 8-4. I just think the style is, this is a nightmare style for Teofimo Lopez. You know, all throughout his career, he struggled with guys that move well in the back foot. He struggled with cutting off the ring against guys that know how to move. And yeah, this is how it's gonna go. It's just gonna be a 9-3, you know, 8-4, 10-2, you know, between those three scores. You know, it's gonna be a unanimous decision. And I mean, I'm just gonna go with the guy. You know, early predictions, I'm gonna go with the guy who has more chances to win than Teofimo Lopez. I feel like he has more ways to win than Teofimo Lopez. And that whole thing Teal's talking about, where you say he's gonna KO Shakur, it's not happening. It's not happening. You know, Teal's power has been lacking badly at 140. Badly, he's been lacking at 140. He only has one stoppage at 140. And yeah, he shouldn't be talking about knocking nobody out. You know, at this point in his career, he got to say he got a little bit of a better knockout percentage than Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? But like, I got Shakur Stevenson winning this fight by unanimous decision in these early predictions. Let me know what y'all think about this down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know, subscribe, drop a like. Let me know y'all predictions, and peace out. Jesus loves you.